guys, welcome back to Mommy with Purpose. It's me, 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, to come and do part 3 to our series, How We Got Here Mama. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and share with any other moms who might find this content beneficial. So if you are new, make sure you go 3 videos back and check out the Mommy with Purpose checkpoint so that you can track your growth and see how far you are coming throughout these different series on this channel. Then I want you to go watch part 1 and 2 of this series, and then you can catch up with part 3 and beyond. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Mommy with Purpose. So for those of you who are not new here, I'm so glad that you are here. Make sure you guys comment down below any questions, any concerns, and make sure you join the Mommy with Purpose Facebook group where we will dive deep into these topics even more. I like to give discussion questions. I like to give homework. Make sure everyone's doing the homework. So if you want a more hands-on experience, make sure you join the Mommy with Purpose Facebook group, okay? So today we're going to be talking about inferiority, and I really feel like inferiority swings 2 different ways, and I don't know many people talk about this, so I want to talk about it. So inferiority is a very strong feeling of inadequacy, feeling like you're not enough, not good enough. It's a strong feeling of insecurity, and it's the opposite of superiority. And I want to kind of go over a couple signs of inferiority first, so that if you do struggle with inferiority, you can be able to identify and say, I do that. Maybe that's something I need to bring to the Lord to help me work through it. So I have my phone right here with a couple signs of inferiority. So sign number 1, like I said, is feeling insecure, incomplete, and unworthy. That's a very good word. Unworthy of love, unworthy of affection. And if you think about where does inferiority come from, it comes from a lot of times from childhood, when you had a lot of siblings and maybe other siblings were doing great at other things but you were not, or maybe other siblings were acting out and you were the good one, so you didn't get as much attention because the parents were focusing on the ones that were acting out. So you just always felt like you were never good enough. You wouldn't get, maybe you didn't get the attention. Maybe you were maybe you were one of the 3 girls, and then your parents had a boy and he got all the attention. So it could come from a number of things in our childhood that creates that belief system that we are unworthy and that we are not good enough and that we can never add up or match up to anybody else. So that's usually where inferiority comes from, and these are some of the signs of it. So like I said, feeling insecure, incomplete, and unworthy, withdrawal from everyday activities and social situations, comparing yourself with others, feeling of hostility, frustration, nervousness and aggression, insomnia, inability to complete tasks, signs of depression, anxiety, or other mental health disorders. So those are some of the signs of inferiority, and if you can identify with any of them, or you know someone who can identify with any of them, then this video is for you. So I want to talk about the 2 sides of inferiority. So one side of inferiority is the side where you're always trying to overcompensate and be just as good and get the attention and like measure up and add up. Like, that's one side of inferiority, and that's where sometimes the aggression and frustration can come out, because you're fighting for that attention, you're fighting to be good enough, you're fighting to be seen as good enough. And so that's when you can sometimes become obsessive over things. That's when sometimes you can overcompensate, you can be aggressive with things. That is one side of inferiority. The complete other side of inferiority is when you don't even try, when you don't even complete things that you start, when you don't even want to be around people anymore because you always see yourself as less than. That's the other side of it, really the withdrawal side, where you just kind of withdraw from your dreams, withdraw from your purpose, withdraw from people. So yeah, that's what kind of that side of inferiority is. And so like I said, whether you're on either side, this video is for you. So we're going to talk about 8 different points of things that inferiority makes you say and do, and how it shows up in your life. And then we're going to talk about some solutions, okay? So first thing is, when you struggle with inferiority, it makes you compare your weakness to someone else's strengths. And when you do that, you can never win. For example, if you let's say you have a Michelin star chef, highest level of a chef, and you have somebody who just started cooking yesterday. That is not a fair comparison, and inferiority makes you do that. So for example, I have a friend, I'm going to call her Tanya. Tanya is a marketplace master. She's always like posting. She's always got something going on. She's always like, you know, working on her business stuff, on her grind. And for example, like, and for me, I am not doing that at all. And so I would say, oh, well, you know, I have these dreams, but I can never do it because I'm not like Tanya. Like, but that's Tanya's thing. I don't know nothing about marketplace. Why would I compare myself to a marketplace person? I will always lose because I don't know nothing about that. That's not my grace. And the crazy thing with inferiority is, if you on this other side, that will become your grace. That you will try to make that your thing because you want to be seen as good enough. And you want to overcompensate. So you will start learning about marketplace, but marketplace is not even your dream. That's not even your dream. Like, what? Why are you obsessing with marketplace because somebody else is doing it and they're doing great at it? That's not even your thing. Focus on your thing and be great at your thing. Okay? Because a lot of times, as people who struggle with inferiority, we can't even see how great we are at our thing because we're so focused on how great somebody else is at their thing, and we're beating ourselves down saying, oh, I'm not good at that, I can't do that. That's not even your thing. That's not even your passion, your gift, your talent, your anointing. That's not even your thing. So that's my next point. We live our lives for others' approvals, to be good enough, to seem good enough. We lose sight of ourselves. It doesn't even make, inferiority doesn't even make sense. We lose complete sight of ourselves. The next thing is, when we get busy looking at ways to be good enough at something someone else is good at, we forget about our purpose. And this is all about momming with purpose. So like I said, if your purpose is to be in that kitchen, whipping up body butters with your lab coats, coming up with formulas, formulating, that's your purpose, you go be great at your purpose. Instead of being inferior, thinking that you're inferior and not good enough because you're not out there every day on the internet, and you're not out there preaching and doing marketplace. Like, that's not your thing, though. You go be great at your thing because you are excellent at that. You dream about that at night. God created your hands just right for that. So go be great at that instead of thinking, oh, I'm not good enough because I'm not out there like her. No, that's not your grace to be out there like her. Okay. So I'm sorry, y'all, I'm a little tough love. Now let's swing back over here. So the next thing is, inferiority says, I couldn't be as good as the next person, so I won't do it. I just won't do it. So let's go back to the person who loves making body butters. So if you love to make body butters, but there's 10,000 body butter companies out there, because you don't think you are good enough and you're special enough or different enough, you will never do it. Even though that's your passion. When you get inside your lab, put the lab coat on, your whole soul is set on fire. You will lighten up on the inside. You love to heal skin disorders and stuff with your products, but you will never start the business because you think that you're inferior and you're not good enough. Same with the fashion line. If you love fashion, you love designing, you love styling, but there's 1,000 stylists out there, you still would never start the business because you don't think you're good enough, because you're comparing yourself with others, and because you just feel unworthy and inadequate. But you are special. You do have a purpose and you do have a destiny. And I don't care if there's a million people out there doing the same thing as you. They're not you. You are special and you are different. So start the business. Start momming with purpose. Start that company. Start that group. Start whipping up them butters. And if you have to go through 10 different formulas until you make the perfect one, start whipping them up. Start doing it. That's what inferiority wants you to do. It wants to keep you thinking so small of yourself that you will never walk out your dreams, your destiny. And then you'll look back on your lifetime and you have a lifetime full of regret because you never did what God told you to do. And then the worst part about it is if you see somebody who had the exact same concept as you do it, and then now you feel completely defeated because it was like, I should have did it. Now somebody who had the same concept as me is doing it. Then they're living out my exact dream. There ain't nothing worse than that. Ain't nothing. I'm telling. I mean, there's a lot, but that's really bad. That sucks. It really sucks. Next thing, inferiority makes you feel lower in status or quality than another person. So Inferiority will always make you feel like you're not good enough. It's something specifically about you that's not good enough. Everybody else, they just could be the greatest person in the world, but it's something that's specifically about you that you feel like you just are at lower quality, lower status. But God wants to elevate you, so you got to start seeing yourself differently and seeing your gifts and your talents so that he can elevate you to the place that he wants you to be. You can't be saying, Lord, I want to go to the next level. Lord, you know, I want to walk in my destiny, my purpose. If you can't even see yourself at the high quality as you are high quality. You are cream of the crop, baby. So that's the next thing. Inferiority makes you overcompensate or become extremely antisocial. That's another one, because you feel like you could never be as good. So it makes it hard for you to celebrate people. If someone's stepping out and starting a new business, you can never celebrate them and go to the celebration parties or whatever, because you're like, oh, I can never have this. I can never. No, you can't have it. If you make yourself a priority, save up the money, schedule the time, make time to plan it, you can have an awesome launch party for your business. You can. You treat a thing how you see a thing. So if you see yourself as inferiority, inferior, unworthy, inadequate, that's how you're going to treat yourself. So you can't even be like, well, I could never. No, you can never if you don't start seeing yourself differently. It's really all in the eyes of how you see yourself. And the next thing is inferiority can never allow you to celebrate others' wins genuinely without thinking about your losses. That's another thing with inferiority. It's like, it's not even just about you can't do it. It's like, okay, you always think about your bad part. Like for example, with me, whenever I see Jenny Weaver's website and I see how her company is growing, I can't help to think about how my t-shirt line failed and how I just stopped doing it, and how my t-shirt line could have grown. It was a great concept, it was a great vision, but I just let it go. And because I was like, well, she just does it. I always thought she just does it so much better, so I just might as well stop doing it. That's crazy. There's so many t-shirt lines out there, and a lot of them are faith-based, but her t-shirt line isn't my t-shirt line, and she invested in herself, and she took the time to learn and grow, and now she is growing. And so I can't, like, it stinks, but I can never look at her t-shirt line and see how well it is and how cute it is without thinking about how I failed. And that's not fair to you. That's not fair to you, that every time you see someone else's wins, all you see is your failure. That's terrible. You should stop doing yourself like that. Me preaching to the choir. You should stop doing yourself. The last one, like I said earlier, inferiority is really self-centered. It really is, because like I said, if you can't see someone else's wins without thinking about how bad you did or what you didn't do right, then that is really self-centered. You're really not even genuinely happy for them. You're not even really just enjoying the moment and celebrating with them, because you're thinking about yourself. That's so self-centered. Inferiority is so self-centered. You really have to be able to truly be able to celebrate people without thinking about what you didn't do or how you aren't good enough. We really have to get healed. We really have to get healed in our emotions. Here's the solution. So, step one, ask the Lord to show you those moments where the inferiority came in. Ask him to help heal you through those moments and help you to see yourself differently. And then we're gonna think of 10 things that you're great at, because inferiority is never allows you to see your greatness. So what I want you to do is to think about 10 things that you are great at. You are great, and maybe 10 is too much. 5 things that you are great at, that you excel at, that make you excited, that you are talented at, that God gifted you in that area. I want you to write those 5 things down and focus on that. When you focus on your strengths, then the weaknesses become fade. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm not great at that, but I'm great at this. I'm also great at this, and I'm also great at this and this. So whenever that attack comes in to say you're not good enough or you're not good at that, you always have that defense to say, yeah, I might not be great at that, but so what? I have this that I'm great at. That you can start to overcome that inferiority, so you can start to see that I do have a talent, I do have a destiny, I do have a purpose, I do have God-given gifts and things that I'm passionate about, and things that excite me, and I am worthy. really, it's really seeing yourself as worthy. And once you start seeing yourself as worthy, then that inferiority will start to go away, and you can start to see how great you truly are, friend. Okay, so I love you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this is another long, I feel like I've been doing like long short. This is another long one, but I hope it's helpful, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.